You are approaching weight loss in a wrong way. If you are looking for a quick fix to lose stubborn weight, then this video is not for you. But if you're struggling to know why, and despite of doing all your efforts, you're not getting results, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Shikha, your very own functional medicine nutritionist who has treated over 5,000 plus people on the globe for their hormonal and gut health, which has eventually helped them to lose weight. You might be thinking why I said eventually leads to weight loss. That's because whichever patient comes to me, I never focus on their weight loss, rather focus on the root cause which actually leads to weight gain for them. Weight gain is a symptom, it's not the problem itself. Just like you have fever, the symptom of infection going on, similarly weight gain is a symptom of some underlying problem going on. Let's see the top 5 reasons why people struggle to lose weight despite all their efforts. Thyroid hormone is extremely important for keeping up the metabolism. Subclinical hypothyroidism is one condition which remains undiagnosed in 70% of the patients, and if it remains undiagnosed, then it can lead to a full-blown hypothyroidism in next 6 to 7 years. In hypothyroidism, the TSH is above 5 and the T4 and the T3 remains low, whereas in subclinical hypothyroidism, the TSH can elevate between 3 to 4.5 and the T4 and the T3 remains the same, and this can lead to stubborn weight issues if remains untreated. Now, there are some patients who are already hypothyroid patient and taking the thyroxine medicines already, but doesn't seem to have worked. They are not losing weight, they have stubborn weight and fatigue issues. Now, why this happens? Now, we need to understand that there are 3 hormones that we get ourselves tested for thyroid: TSH, T4 and T3. Ideally, we are supposed to check free T4 and free T3. Now, TSH is a messenger which is produced in the brain, which is supposed to send the signal to the thyroid gland to produce T4. 80% of T4 is made in the thyroid gland, and this T4 is actually inactive form, which is supposed to convert into T3 in the liver, in the gut and in the ovaries, which is actually responsible to keep up the metabolism, which is going to help you lose weight. Now, the medication, that is the thyroxine, is actually the T4 medicine. It's the T4 hormone that somebody is given. Now, this T4, if it is not converting properly into T3, which is the active form, or there is something also known as reverse T3. Now, this testing is not available in India as of now, but it is available in US and other countries. So, if it is making, instead of the active T3, reverse T3, then the body will not be able to keep up the metabolism in spite of taking the thyroxine medicine. So, I get a lot of patients who are taking the pills, but they still have the same issues of hypothyroidism, which is stubborn weight and fatigue issues. If this is the case, that you are taking medication and nothing seems to have worked for you, then you also have to work on improving your active T3 hormone as well. Some of the hypothyroid patients will also have high antibodies level. This means there is a dysregulation of immune system. In such a case, one has to work on their immune function and also on their gut health, along with treating the hypothyroidism to be able to lose weight. Step 1 is to understand which type of hypothyroid you have. Based on that, the treatment is decided. But in spite of whichever thyroid you have, keep up your selenium, zinc, L-tyrosine, iodine, proteins, essential fats high in the diet to improve your thyroid function. You can look at the case study of this patient of mine struggling with autoimmune thyroid. I focused on her thyroid and antibodies, and it helped her to lose 10 kilos. Chronic and persistent stress can increase the cortisol level, which can contribute to obesity. Now, stress can be physical, mental, emotional, physiological in any form, but the body treats stress in the same way. Erratic sleeping schedule, poor diet, deficiencies can also contribute to stress in the body, which will keep you in fight and flight mode, and this will increase the body fat storage and reduce the muscle mass. Now, imagine if your cortisol is already high and you try to do all sort of experiments with your diet, like intermittent fasting, under eating, low calorie diet, overworking out and whatnot. It will keep the cortisol constantly high. Just because of that, it will try to protect your body from any kind of emergency. So whatever food that you are going to eat, it will store it as fat. It will not allow you to lose weight, just to protect you. Now, for it to lose weight, body has to feel safe and secured. And for that, you have to make it a point that you are eating at regular intervals, on the right time, sleeping on time, waking up on time, so that the body knows that this is the schedule that you will follow, and it will start feeling safer, and it will start moving from fight and flight mode to the rest and digest mode to be able to lose weight in an effective way. So the way to balance your cortisol is to maintain a healthy routine. Sleep on time, wake up on time consistently every day. You can also do some stress management techniques like tapping, meditation, or maybe just simple as walking barefoot on the grass. You can look at the case study of this patient of mine who was struggling with PCOS and insulin resistance. I worked on her insulin, cortisol and androgens, which not just improved her hormonal levels and periods, but also helped her to lose tremendous weight. Insulin resistance is also one of the major contributor of stubborn weight issues. Now, unfortunately, even for insulin resistance, people are not getting diagnosed properly. So anything that is above 5 is considered as insulin resistance in most of the patients. Till the time they don't cross 25 of insulin, they are having full-blown pre-diabetes or diabetes condition. So a pre-diagnosis is extremely important here. So anything that is considered above 5 of fasting insulin, not the glucose, but the insulin is high, consider that could be a possibility of insulin resistance in that patient. If the cortisol is high, this can also lead to insulin resistance. And imagine a patient trying to do intermittent fasting to improve their insulin or blood sugar levels but has high cortisol level. This patient will not be able to lose the stubborn weight at all because the body is trying to protect you, like I said before. If your cortisol is high and if you are also insulin resistant, then balancing your diet and working on the stress management together is going to help you to lose the stubborn weight. Start cutting down your carbohydrate, have optimal proteins and essential fatty acids, start working on your stress management techniques, work on your insulin sensitivity by having chromium and berberine. This will help you to improve your insulin resistance, which will improve your stubborn weight as well. Prolactin is a hormone that is seen high in pregnant women, and it is abnormally seen high these days in a lot of women who are non-pregnant. Now, prolactin is a hormone which remains high in the patients who are struggling with insulin resistance or hypothyroidism or even high cortisol levels. And when the prolactin remains high, it can lead to stubborn weight issues because the body is behaving like a pregnant woman, and obviously menstrual cycle irregulations as well. Hyperprolactinemia can also happen because of the pituitary gland defect, and for that you need medication with the doctor's help. If you have high prolactin issues, start working on the root cause. Along with that, vitamin B6 and chasperi have been shown to improve the prolactin naturally. Gut microbiome plays a very important role in weight management because there are certain bacteria that helps you to break down the food into calories, which affects the weight gain. Now, if there is constipation, it can indicate gut dysbiosis, which can affect the weight. Something known as small intestinal bacterial overgrowth infection can also indirectly affect the stubborn weight because it affects the antibodies and the thyroid function as well. Even as simple as low stomach acid or have low stomach enzymes can affect the food digestion, which can affect the stubborn weight and even deficiencies in the patient. A simple gut microbiome test can be very helpful in understanding the deeper root cause of the gut health problems. Based on the root cause, the diagnosis is made and the solution is given. Say for example, if there is low stomach acid or poor enzymes, then we have to work on improving the stomach acids and improve the digestive enzymes to help you break down the food properly. If there is gut dysbiosis because of the constipation, then giving the right kind of probiotics and working on the gut microflora becomes very important. If there is SIBO infection, then we have to work on improving the diet by giving low FODMAP diet or maybe work on the leaky gut at the same time. So based on the problem, the solution is decided for the gut health patient. Declining of sex hormones, that is estrogen, progesterone and testosterone, can lead to stubborn weight issues in perimenopausal and menopausal women. Now, unfortunately, because the hormones are declining, it becomes very difficult for such patients to be able to lose weight effectively. And for that, what one can do is do a Dutch test, or it can also be a blood test, which can give us the comprehensive analysis of which hormone this person has to actually work on to be able to lose weight effectively. herbs like meca root, licorice, black cohosh has seemed to improve the perimenopausal symptoms. But one can also go for bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. This is a natural therapy which a functional medicine doctor can provide to anyone who is in this perimenopausal or menopausal phase to be able to balance their hormones and be able to lose weight effectively. So this is how we work in the functional medicine. We look at the history, the symptoms, the lab work to understand the deep root analysis of what's going on with their medical issues to be able to treat their medical problem as well as help them lose the stubborn weight. So I hope you found something useful in this video. So make sure that you like and also share this video with all your loved ones who are struggling with weight gain issues, and also write it in the comments if you are the one who is struggling with this. I would love to hear from you and make more such video on this. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'll be making more such content on health and wellness. Till then, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.